Hello, welcome to this presentation based on my book titled The Other Side of Safety, Moving from Results-Based to Behavior-Based Safety by me, Robert Palmer, PhD. This is part one, the problems with the safety industry. Chapter two will review practicing results-based safety by focusing on good intentions are not science. Using lagging indicators is the wrong premise for problem solving, and pursuing results is results-based safety. The confusion between RBS and BBS starts with the conditions in the culture being designed for results and not safe behavior. In most safety cultures, things get rolling once an injury or incident has occurred. The investigation focuses on finding the root cause. At this point, finding the root cause is not a bad thing. However, it is a sign that the science of behavior has not been utilized properly from the beginning to prevent incidents and injuries from occurring. The other side of safety is the behavioral science side, the leading indicator side, and it seeks to prevent and predict incidents through reinforcement of safe behaviors. Over the years, the traditional side of safety has created a body of knowledge with intricate methodologies, procedures, processes, and policies to keep people safe. However, because the traditional side of safety focuses on what happened, it can be frustrating to understand the root cause because it is not based on a methodology, procedure, process, or policy, but on behavior. The frustration mounts as business leaders bear down on safety leaders to get things fixed and get results. The pressures of corporate and federal politics, business expense budgets, insurance costs, legal proceedings, potential bad press, federal fines, and organizational embarrassment cause people to react, to pursue a result. Another exasperating problem is that safety policies and procedures often set up safety leaders to chase symptoms of the root cause, not the actual root cause. This phenomenon happens often because of time constraints and pressure to get results. The traditional side of safety is all about pursuing results, but this cannot be the only focus, and this is where everything goes wrong. The other side of safety, the behavioral science side, is about behavior. This is the significant difference. There are two methodologies, and it's the most misunderstood aspect of the safety industry. You must understand that BBS looks at results as an indicator, i.e., a leading indicator, that the correct number of healthy reinforcements are occurring and that the number of desired and defined safe behaviors are observed. The traditional side of safety is confused. Traditional safety leaders are governed by their business leaders and are pushed to get results. Business leaders can look successful and not cost the company money, but they are also pulled by the safety community to get results. Hence the confusion. Safety results are an indicator that the safety culture has properly defined and aligned desired safe behaviors with the necessary reinforcements to achieve habit strength. Performance coaches need fluency in the 7 coaching steps. Safety leaders become obsessively focused on the safety numbers, which are results, but not the behaviors. These results are measured in 2 buckets of indicators, leading indicators and lagging indicators. Results-based safety is measured in lagging indicators, but behavioral-based safety includes leading indicators. The other side of safety is about embracing and integrating the science of behavior into safety, measuring using lagging and leading indicators, and reviewing metrics to determine levels of reinforcement frequency, tracking data to demonstrate when desired safe behaviors are at habit strength. The first glaring problem with lagging data is that the incident or injury has already occurred. So this is a reactive effort. The second glaring problem is that searching for a root cause is a systematic or process approach when a behavior approach is necessary. With enough pressure, even the calmest of safety leaders become frantic and frustrated, and blaming people is natural, and it is a sign of practicing RBS. The people are the problem, and now the focus morphs into a pursuit to get people to comply with rules, policies, and procedures. This is the opposite effect of BBS. Safety leaders cite regulations and demand letter of the law compliance with regulations to get their results. BBS gets blamed. It does not work. BBS is about blaming people, and BBS is bad. But this is not true because you are actually practicing RBS. Safety leaders who do not understand BBS and do not correctly implement behavioral protocols are the ones failing. A program does not fail. Leaders fail. The execution of a safety program is the leadership's responsibility. Blaming BBS is a sign that you are utilizing RBS practices. BBS is about behavior. When RBS is being practiced, safety leaders become weak leaders. Weak leaders take on an authoritarian tone, make threats, demand respect for their authority, and express most of their communications with a punitive tone in their voice. Weak leaders develop and express a condescending attitude, and instead of asking people questions and seeking to collaborate, they tell people what to do, and everybody gets blamed, even those who are practicing safety and did nothing wrong. Therefore, workers do not trust the safety leader. It sends a message that I am better than you, the us versus them mentality. I, the great leader of safety, did not make the mistake, but you did. It communicates that the leader needs to achieve the safety result so they can earn their bonus. By the way, the amount of trust is an indicator that you are building and sustaining healthy relationships or not. Trust is an outcome. So many people mistake trust as a commodity, just like safety results. But trust is an outcome that indicates you are in a healthy relationship with your people. The traditional safety way of doing things starts with the wrong metrics, using leading indicators only. Business leaders pressure safety leaders to get results, and safety leaders want to keep their jobs and get paid their bonus money, so they pursue results. The focus on results skews the true essence of behavioral-based safety by not focusing on behaviors, but focusing on safety results. Business and safety leaders together have unwittingly shaped habitual behavioral routines that pursue results in their safety programs. What is being practiced is a culture of results-based safety, and this is the major problem with current safety programs, the all-out pursuit of results. The pursuit of safety results is not effective and does not work, or you would not have the level of politics that takes place in safety or the lack of transparency. Results are an indicator. They are needed to let you know if the safety program is on track. Are you doing the right things? Are you trending data correctly? Are you achieving the goals that are required of the program? Do you even have the right goals? You cannot create a safety result by trying to manipulate that safety result. Looking at lagging indicators has good intentions, but it is obvious that the incident has already occurred. Once an incident, near miss, or injury has occurred, it is too late to prevent it. The safety goal, bonus money, or job of the safety leaders and safety people are at risk, and therefore the pressure to get results is ratcheted up with urgency. This urgency dominates as the motivator for safety. Stop calling out the failures of BBS when what is really being practiced is RBS. Business and safety leaders must address the other side of safety. It is time for safety leaders to consider another way. It is time to look at and focus on shifting from tradition to behavioral basics, from dysfunction to a fully functioning model, from anecdotal to science in method, from RBS to BBS in framework, from transactional to transformational in leadership style, from telling people what to do to coaching conversations focused on performance, from mechanistic to organic in culture, and from lagging to leading indicators to see the big picture of how safety is currently happening. Safety leaders have to do a better job of taking advantage of the data and trending insights to effectively predict and stop all incidents and injuries from occurring. Using lagging indicators only does not result in successfully preventing incidents and injuries from occurring. This is not a logical or scientific approach if you understand the science of human behavior. Unfortunately, the natural outcome of trying to stop bad things from happening lends itself to focusing on the negative, catching people doing unsafe acts, recording those unsafe acts and near misses, and utilizing lagging indicators to make improvements, and worse, punishing and or penalizing people for committing unsafe acts does not lead to improvement of safe behavior. Using a punitive to get more from people is scientifically backwards. Here's why. Punitives stop a behavior. You can't stop bad behaviors and assume that safe behaviors will take their place. Safe behaviors have to be defined and reinforced until they achieve habit strength. Once a behavior has achieved habit strength, it no longer needs to be reinforced. Business and safety leaders are actually behaving in a way that gets them the opposite of their desired results, and the unintended consequences are a punitive culture. The focus on results is the worst safety practice of all time. It encourages the worst behavior in leaders, and nothing good comes from poor leadership. Anyone can get the safety results they want. It is easy to achieve, but it is often unethical, immoral, and in some cases, if not most cases, it's against the law, and it is not scientific. Business leaders are often the ones who push, even bully safety leaders into pursuing RBS because in many cases, all they care about is getting those numbers and getting their bonus, which is a results-based incentive. Executive leaders need to think about the impact their incentives have on business leader behavior. But then again, how often have you heard, I don't care what you do, just get me my numbers? Part of the problem with safety programs is that safety leaders continue to ask the same old question, what went wrong? The problem with this question is fourfold. First, if this is all you ever ask, what went wrong, there is a bigger problem. And that bigger problem is that the overall comprehensive safety system is not designed to stop incidents or injuries. It's designed to fix things to get results. Fixing things is not getting to the root issue of the problem. Too often, asking what went wrong leads to chasing faux issues and phantom symptoms that are not the root problem. For too many years, safety leaders have struggled to understand and implement behavior-based practices because of the myths, the misconceptions, and well-meaning but unscientific advice of business leaders, safety people, and safety consultants. Second, safety leaders start with a lagging indicator and work backwards based on what went wrong. The fact that the safety event has occurred means safety leadership is now working in the past, and it is impossible to prevent that specific event from occurring once it has already occurred. Third, when the event is recorded and saved in a database, it usually includes a detailed description of the injury not the behavior. Rarely is the data collected ever about the behavior. Why would you not want to collect that data? Why would you not be interested in that data? This type of situation presents an opportunity for more diverse thinking on so many levels. If the safety leaders are, for example, all engineers, then you only have an engineer's point of view. An industrial organizational psychologist could be extremely helpful in establishing behavioral measurements. The lagging indicator data collected is seemingly supportive, but it is only a partial picture of what is really happening and ends up only supporting results-based safety. The whole point of behavior-based safety is to focus on desired and required safe behaviors. A fourth issue is the unrealistic expectations of business leaders. When you focus on results, you demonstrate that you have no understanding whatsoever as to how difficult it is to work with human behavior. Business leaders ignorantly demand results from their safety leaders, and that puts undue pressure on them to produce numbers. This is not the point of any safety program. It is the desired outcome, but it is not the focus of the program. This is a serious misunderstanding in safety. Business and safety leaders need to understand that results are a manifestation of the fact you are reinforcing the correct behaviors in the correct way, which is frequently and fluently, and measuring identified and defined leading indicators correctly. Most safety leaders never focus on behavior because they do not understand how behavior works. The world of safety needs to start seriously comprehending and engaging in the other side of safety. The other side of safety is the leading indicator side. A behavioral scientist should be involved. Just like having engineers do engineering work and lawyers do legal work, IO psychologists should be doing psychology work. Behavior should be included with all incidents and injury reports because you need to track behaviors. The unintended consequence of these efforts is a dysfunctional safety culture that feeds into an outcome of zero trust and does not achieve zero incidents or injuries. An RBS culture blames the individual, and the focus is on finding someone who must take responsibility and be punished, even fired. It is a good excuse for weak leaders to feel like they are in control and doing something good. A results-based culture feeds a business leader's or safety leader's ego, and they see themselves as above everyone else, and it is not their fault, and therefore somebody has to pay. If the business leader and the safety leader are not willingly playing an active role in safety efforts, then they see themselves as above everyone else. Unfortunately, if they have any kind of safety incident, it gets covered up because the whole system is flawed and it is not a person's fault, but everyone's fault, and the whole system needs to change. The system will not change if safety leaders keep practicing the same old methods and asking the same old questions. Safety leaders and safety programs focus heavily on lagging indicators only. What safety leaders do not understand is how to define a behavior, how to record a behavior, and ultimately how to trend behavioral data. What's frustrating is that safety leaders only focus on lagging indicators based on events that have occurred in the past tense. And now their data on safety events are lagging and only indicate what has gone wrong in the past. The logic at this point that is implemented is that incidents and injuries can be mitigated going forward because safety leaders, after investigating, now know what not to do and therefore plan, strategize, and campaign on what not to do to be safe. If you think about the logic of that logic, it does not add up. It's an impossible task to stop things from happening by trying to stop things from happening. There are natural forces at play, and science provides an insight that we can measure and therefore trust. The singular focus on lagging indicators creates an endless cycle of trying to fix what went wrong. The intent is good because safety leaders and safety programs are seeking to prevent negative events from occurring. However, the endless cycle goes on and on because it's difficult to fix what might go wrong based on what did go wrong. The pursuit of lagging indicators has become embedded in the safety culture. Safety leaders have become so accustomed to this cycle that it's become almost impossible to change their minds that there's another way. Ask any safety leader what metrics they track, and the answer is almost always lagging indicators. Safety leaders must learn how to reinforce behavior positively or negatively, depending on the attitude of the performer and their performance towards the desired or required safe behavior. Reinforcement has to occur frequently, and the coaching has to be fluent in the conversation for every individual so that they learn how to do safe behavior over and over again and over again until it becomes habit strength. That is the key to improving safety results, by reinforcing the safe behavior until it is at habit strength. Once a behavior is at habit strength, it no longer needs to be reinforced. If you are doing performance coaching right, you will be on the right path to getting the right results. Results are an indicator that will indicate if you are reinforcing safe behaviors correctly, appropriately, accurately, and achieving habit strength of those behaviors. In Chapter 3, you will learn that creating a false reality occurs with a false narrative. Context is part of the system. Your reality versus actuality, looking at the other side of safety, and anecdotal versus science. Robert Palmer has a PhD in industrial organizational psychology and 18 years of industry experience, expert in developing the leadership of leaders to influence performance utilizing the science of behavior. Robert's focus is the management of leader, employee, and organizational performance. Robert developed the Strength on Strength method, which aligns personality, character, and case strengths with competencies and emotional intelligence, resulting in people's full functioning performance. Robert teaches you how to create cultural conditions that shape behaviors for people to perform at their best, linking performance initiatives to business strategies and outcomes. Dr. Palmer's experience and research reinforce leaders to practice influence rather than authority. Global project management experience gained from international business projects in India, Israel, and Europe. Dr. Palmer is the author of the Palmer Performance Planner, Reflect, Focus, Deliver, The Other Side of Safety, Moving from Results-Based to Behavioral-Based Safety, CRC Press, Taylor and Francis Group.